What's going on, everybody? Oh, it's Friday. Welcome back to another episode of Ask StreamYard. Oh, I just noticed I didn't plug my light in. I might have to go plug that light in because it just makes it look cool back there, right? I use these do I have one? I don't have one handy. I use these floodlight things that are actually meant for outside, to shine up on your house. And I use those to create all that bright light back there. So I'm going to go turn that on really quick. All I got to do is plug it in and it's ready to go. I'll be right back. That's better, isn't it? Isn't that way more fun? Okay. I like it. I just like the lights, right? It just adds a lot of fun to it. So what is going on, everybody? We got all kinds of people in the house from Nashville. We got Texas in the house. Lizzie's watching from Texas over on LinkedIn. We got Denmark in the house. Wow. All kinds of people here today. What's going on, Donatella? We got David is here as well. Oh, we got Doug from SmackDown Outdoors. What's going on? Let there be light. That is true. Yes. All right. I love your be right back. I didn't even throw up the be right back screen. I just went for it. You just got to go for it. That's the thing I always say about streaming is I think so often people get really intimidated or they get really freaked out and they think everything's got to be all buttoned up and perfect. No, it doesn't. Now, if you want it to be buttoned up and perfect, it certainly can be buttoned up and perfect. But honestly, if that's what you're waiting for, I got some bad news for you. You're never going to be buttoned up and perfect. So you got to get over that. You got to get after it, make it happen. So if you're one of those people that's sort of always feeling nervous or anxious about going live, creating live videos because of that aspect of it, let go of that feeling. Just let go of it because I just ran around and showed everybody my backside so that I could go run and turn on my light because I forgot to turn on my light. So not only did I forget to do something I was supposed to do, I also just got up and ran around the corner. And then I ran back. And it's fine. It is what it is, right? And I'm going to put chapstick on while I'm live too because nobody has time for dry lips. I literally just got home about 15 minutes ago. I literally came flying in the door and came ready to go live to talk to you guys today. I actually flew in from Chattanooga. I was on a work trip all week, and I literally got in this morning. So I've been up since about 3 a.m. and I'm ready to talk to you all about live streaming. So this is an open Q&A today. So we're doing an open Q&A today, meaning you can ask whatever questions you want about live streaming, live video. You can ask me about gear. You can ask me about StreamYard. I hope you will ask me about StreamYard, maybe some features, maybe some fun things. Last week I talked about using the looping video feature. And I gave you guys some really cool examples about how you can use that feature, but I also talked about some really fun ways that you can create your own little looping videos, and I showed you how to do that with Canva. So if you got questions about that, feel free to ask as well. I'm going to check in on the comments again. Oh my gosh, we got Walter Strong here. It's great to see you, Walter, watching from Long Island, New York. We've got Chris Gosling from the UK. We got South Geeks on Tours back. Hey, it's good to see you. We got South Florida in the house. So it's warm down there. We got another Debbie J's Crafting Corner, also watching from Florida. So we got Gary in the house. Hello, Gary. Great to see you. And Erica watching from Atlanta. I just flew through Atlanta. I was just flying. I'm always flying through Atlanta. In Atlanta a lot. Actually went to a Braves game on Monday night. Got to go see the Atlanta Braves play the New York Giants. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so if you guys have questions, do me a favor. Start posting them in the comments. Put a Q in front of it. That helps me find your question in the mix of all the fun comments that we've got from everybody. So we've got Long Beach, California. Michael from Long Beach, California. Joshua's here from Angola. Fantastic. Chris is at a Google event in New York City. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool, actually. I think VidCon is this week. I don't know if you guys saw Roberto Blake and Daniel Patal actually went live. I think that was yesterday over from VidCon. Uh-oh, I forgot my water. Hopefully we don't get the tickle. Sometimes the tickle comes and grabs me, especially when I'm running around like a crazy person. It's one of those things. So, okay, I see some questions coming in. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's see. Rob says, Friday. Totally agree with you, Rob, over on LinkedIn. Yeah, so just so you know, we're multi-streaming. So we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're live on LinkedIn. We are also live over in our Facebook group, which, by the way, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, make sure you join that community. All you got to do is search StreamYard Community over on Facebook and you will find it. Join it. It's a great community of amazing people, many of which are watching in the comments with you today. And so it's a great place to also get help. But you can also get help on this show. We are live every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I come live and I do the show where a lot of times I will feature a question, a topic, and I'll kind of take a deep dive on it and answer your questions about it. But today, about once a month, at the end of the month, I like to just get a little crazy and just do a open live Q&A. So that's what we're doing today. So if you got questions for me, post them in the chat. I will absolutely get to your questions. In fact, I'm going to do that here in a second. I saw something else I think I saw another, Ooh, okay, I see a question. Put a Q in front of those questions. It just helps me find it in the mix of all the fun comments you guys have coming in. Wow, okay, I see it. We got questions coming in. I am using our starred comments feature to put those into my queues so that I can find them. So definitely one of those things. It's a lot of fun. So, okay. Rob says, people like our show because it's like you're at a sports bar with us hanging out. Well, that's pretty fun. I might have to go check that out. That sounds pretty cool. All right. Oh, make a wish, everybody. Make a wish. 11:11. There you go. I think we missed it. It's 11:12. Oops. Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, here we go. Let me grab these questions. Okay. Woo! Got lots of questions coming in. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. We got, go with the first question I see here. Okay, so Great Scott. That's what the YouTube channel is. Great Scott says, what is the best free audio program to use? Ooh, well, what do you mean by audio program? Are you talking about audio editing? Are you talking about podcast recording? Are you talking about audio files like, sound bites and music? Maybe, Great Scott, if you could give me a follow-up question, put a Q in front of it, give me a little bit more clarity about what you're looking for there. For sure. I would love to know specifically what you want to get there. All right. So Mario says, how can I prevent echo when I have a guest in my live stream? Okay. So Mario, there's a couple ways. Echo is usually created by a couple things. Most of the time it is because you or your guests are not wearing headphones. So what happens is if I can go to this other screen here. So what happens is you talk. Well, let me do this. Can I do this? Okay, I got my speaker, right? Got my speaker here. I'm gonna try not to break anything. All right, so when your guest is talking to you, okay, when your guest is talking to you, the audio, if the audio is coming out of the speaker, your microphone is probably going to pick up that audio. So you're going to hear your guest, you're streaming out, meaning your audience is going to hear your guest, but then they're going to hear a repeat of your guest because the audio is coming out of your speaker into the microphone. Now, same goes on the other side. If your guest is playing audio through the speakers and it's going into the microphone, then there might be an echo effect. So the way to prevent that is to grab yourself a handy pair of headphones and wear your headphones and listen to the audio from your computer, meaning your guests, so that you can hear them through your headphones, because then it's going to be quiet and it's not going to cause any echo effect. The other thing that you can do is you can actually make sure that when you are in StreamYard, I'm going to show you where these settings are. One second, let me get in the right place here. Thank you, Google, for telling me that my storage is almost full. I clearly need to do some purging. Okay, so if we're in, I want to go into the studio. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. All right, so when you go in to your settings, all right, now your guest is going to need to do this as well. It's definitely one of those things. Go into your settings, and you're going to see audio. And when you go to audio, you are then going to see echo cancellation. I would highly recommend that you do this during a tech check. Have your guest turn echo cancellation on. Now, I will say this. If they're wearing headphones, this is not necessary. They do not need to turn on echo cancellation. In fact, echo cancellation is sometimes going to diminish the audio quality a little bit because it's using artificial intelligence to try to figure out how to mute that speaker noise into your microphone. So it is going to possibly have some issues. When you have echo cancellation on, you cannot have stereo audio, which is going to be better audio as well. So if you're doing anything like playing music or, streaming music or anything like that, you really want the stereo audio on. So if you're going to wear headphones, you don't need to worry about it. But if they don't have headphones, or if you don't have headphones, turn on echo cancellation, and that is going to solve your issue, honestly, pretty well with your situation you've got there. The whole echo cancellation thing has become kind of a thing even with Zoom and Skype calls and workplace teams. The technology of echo cancellation has come a really long way. I personally always wear headphones though, regardless, because I just want that pure quality and I don't want to run into any issues. The other thing that can happen when you use echo cancellation is what's called ducking. And what ducking is when the two of you are talking at the same time, it's going to duck one of you, meaning it's going to literally reduce one person's audio. So it can be kind of awkward sometimes. Have you ever been on like a Zoom call or a Teams call or a Skype call, and you both speak and it's like you see that they spoke, but it kind of, you can't hear what they said? That's because the ducking came into play. So definitely one of those things that you want to check on for sure. Okay, let me get back to, I saw Great Scott came back with his question, and he was definitely one of the first ones to post that question. So, okay, I'm trying to get some more questions pinned here as I'm going down the list. Okay, so Great Scott says, free audio program to get the best sound out of my mic for live streaming. I don't know how better to describe. So when it comes to free programs and live streaming together, there is if you're on a PC, there is a program called Voice Meter. I personally have never used it. We have some videos about how to use it, but it is a program that is free. You can there's paid versions of it as well. If you're on a Mac, there's a program called Loopback. I don't know what all it gives you in regards to adjusting your audio settings so that you get that best sound. Honestly, you want to get a decent mic, and sometimes also, Great Scott, if you're still in the, in the hunt in the market. If you're still, if you're still in the market for a new microphone, you might want to choose a microphone that comes with software, companion software as well. So I know the Shure MV7 actually comes with, if you're using it via USB, it comes with a really great application that helps you enrich your audio quality from the mic. The Rode into USB Mini also comes with software. The Elgato Wave 3, which is actually the microphone I'm using today, also comes with software, which also now supports VSBs. Is that what they're called? I don't know how to use that stuff. I'm not an audio technician. I'm definitely not an audio engineer. Those of you out there that are like fantastic at audio engineering and all that stuff, do you have tips for Great Scott? Maybe you can actually suggest a few programs for him as well. So great question. Glad you asked it. Okay, let's see here. Let me go back to my question queue. Well, I'm glad that, Mario, I'm glad that it helped you get the question answered on the Echo. Let's see. This is actually funny. So Great Scott makes another great point in regards to Echo. Sometimes I also find that guests will have the stream on their phone or up on their screen playing while they're doing the interview. So if that is the case, then yes, they need to mute the actual stream. I have definitely seen people do that before, and I've had some people do that, meaning play the stream while they're in the middle of the stream. So yeah. And Michael says, that's a bad ducking. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. Okay. Well, thank you, Red Lens. I got lots of compliments I got like 3 compliments flying this morning. I think short hair tends to just draw attention, and it's kind of funny. I used to have long hair. I thought I had a picture of me I do have pictures, but it's in a ponytail. I used to have long hair, and I never got complimented on my hair. But once I chopped it all off, people comment on my hair all the time. So it's kind of funny. Okay, let's get back to your questions. You guys are bringing them today. I love it. Okay, I'm going to go back up to my queue. Okay, all right, let's go to our next question from Dawn. Dawn Phillips says, can you give us an alternative to Canva? Canva's awesome, but lots of the features are a paid plan only. Seems expensive compared to others. Well, tell me what others you've played around with. I honestly, personally, now this is a personal opinion, I find Canva to be dirt cheap for what it does for you. I personally think that if anyone's in business or in marketing for themselves, it is one of the biggest or one of the best investments you can make. It can do so much for your business in your marketing. I mean, it really is incredibly cheap for what all it does. Now, if you're on a super tight budget and you don't want to pay for Canva, yes, the free version of Canva is a great tool. There are some features like certain images you might want to use, certain things that you do have to pay for. I mean, there's some free audio files you can use. You are limited to certain things, but overall, the paid version's the free version's pretty robust. Now, our alternatives to Canva, there's an application called Kapwing that's out there as well, Kapwing. I will be honest, I haven't played with it for a while. I did find it to be a little bit buggy when I was playing around with it. There is also an application called Placeit. There are other applications out there, of course. Crello, Crello. Also another, alternative. In fact, you can tell they kind of ripped off Canva. I mean, Canva's been around. It's really truly the first app of its kind that was built, and a lot of other companies came along and decided to follow suit. Another one, if you're looking for a Photoshop type of application, would be Photopea. Photopea. Photopea would be another one that you might want to look into as well. So it's definitely, there are lots of, you can also sometimes just Google. When I'm looking for something, I literally will go out and I will Google alternative to, and whatever you're looking for. So alternative to Canva, go search for that, and you will find articles that have all kinds of stuff out. There are a ton of apps out there. Not all of them are going to be great. Some of them are just not developed very far. They may be just startup apps, whatnot. But I think Canva's top notch. It's the best out there. It's fantastic. So I certainly think it's one that you might want to try. Adobe Spark is another one, but it's also not free. So if you're looking for something free, I would say you might have to go a little bit down a different road. About That Wallet says, will transitions be available for live? Right now, the StreamYard Studio does not include transitions per se. However, you can use video clips to create your own transitions. It's very easy to do. In fact, I did an entire show a few months ago about using video clips to create transitions in your live stream. So like a little stinger type video to play when you're getting ready to change, go over to, your guest coming on screen or whatnot. Oh man, there's a gnat flying around. I don't know what's going on. It's that time of year, I guess. So they're not really included per se in the studio, but you can absolutely create transitions and use them inside the studio. So definitely check out that live stream that we did a few months ago. It's in the Ask StreamYard playlist about transitions. So let's see. The Red Lens says, what do you feel is the best time to do live streaming? What do you feel is the best time to do live streams? Morning, afternoon, or evening, or try a mix? Okay, so this question is a common question. I get this a lot. Honestly, it comes down to a couple things. I always say the number one most important thing is you got to go live when you can go live. So whatever works for you. That is definitely the most important thing, because honestly, consistency is really the key factor here. So I haven't found that the time of day or even the day of the week has a massive difference in your results. However, I do find that consistency is where you get the results. So what I mean by consistency is going live the same day of the week and the same time every time you go live. So if it's Tuesdays at 2:00, this show is on Fridays at 11 a.m. weekly. Now, everybody kind of knows it's Fridays. They tune in, right? I will tell you, though, that we used to do this show on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Well, things have changed in my world, and I'm no longer really able to commit to a consistent Wednesday schedule. I can very much commit to a Friday consistent schedule. Now, every once in a while, I might need to change the time or the day, but overall, I want to try to go live the same day and the same time each week. So it used to be Wednesdays, but I had to change it to Fridays because, again, I'm almost always available on Fridays at this time, but things have changed in my world where I'm not always available on Wednesdays. So that's why I made the change. So it's okay to change it, but again, the key is to maybe experiment a little bit, find what works for you, and honestly, try to do it where you're going to be able to go live consistently every week, each time. Now, the only other thing that you want to consider, if you can, so if you're like, well, it doesn't matter, I'm pretty flexible, I can go live whenever I want. Well, then the next thing I would say is think about your audience. If they're a bunch of teachers, for example, going live at 10 a.m. is probably not the best time. You probably want to go live when they're not in the middle of class. So you need to pick a schedule that works for them. If you are, you're streaming and your target audience are young adults or children, same thing. You don't want to be going live when they're in school. They're not going to be able to watch you. So you want to go live maybe Saturday mornings, right? Instead. So just be thinking about stuff like that. Think about your audience if you can have that flexibility to do so. That's definitely what I always say. First and foremost, you got to pick a time that works for you. And second, you got to think about your audience and what you want to do. Let's see. Oh, so Doug says Kapwing is super buggy. That's really unfortunate that it's still pretty buggy. It's honestly a pretty cool app when it comes to creating your own animations. It's pretty awesome for the free version you get. I mean, you can remove the background from things, like you can create transparent GIFs and things, but it is pretty buggy, unfortunate. It's kind of one of those things that's a little bit of a disappointment. Now, if you've got questions for me today about live streaming or StreamYard, then put a Q in front of it so I can find it, or else I might miss it in the middle of all the comments. So put a Q in front, and I will definitely go for trying to find your question and get your questions answered, as I'm doing today. Let's see. So, this is an interesting comment. So Mark Yates, any ideas how to make StreamYard into a dark mode? It reflects in my glasses quite often. Somebody figured this out. I think all you have to do is change Chrome to dark mode. Is that right? Let me just, Doug knows how to do this. Smackdown Outdoors. I know you know how to do this. I know you do. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Appearance. Theme. I don't know. No, I'm not even gonna mess with this. Doug, you gotta help us out. I know he knows how to do it. Let me scroll and see if he's already answered the question. Maybe somebody else has answered the question. I don't know, but I know he's Chrome. There it is. Chrome Dark Reader extension. So if you're using Chrome, download the Dark Reader extension in the Chrome store, use it, and there you go. You're now going to have StreamYard in dark mode. I know that it's been requested a lot for StreamYard to create a dark mode. I'm not sure if that is in the roadmap or not. I really am not 100% sure. So, all right, I see a couple more questions. I want to grab them. Sometimes I accidentally star the wrong thing. Oh, Dawn says, I'm just a hobby streamer. So yeah, so she's probably trying to keep her costs down. 100% makes sense. But unfortunately, you are always going to be limited, when you need things to be free. But again, I just think Canva is so freaking awesome. But sometimes, if you're needing something that Canva's charging you for, you might find another app that's free that does that. So just get on the YouTube, get on the search and see what you can find. I saw a couple more questions. I was trying to find them really fast. La 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 la. Where? Jerry, if you're having trouble logging in, reach out to our support team. You can click on the help icon, or you can send an email to support@streamyard.com. They'll help you out, get you all squared away in there. Okay, I'm pinning questions. I am pinning questions. There we go. I saw Sarav posted a question. I was trying to find it, and I had scrolled up. So, all right. Ooh, Robin is making a suggestion, but be careful. You just want to make sure you're not against the terms. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. You could probably get away with it. I'll say that too. Okay, let's get back to some questions. All right, so Tarot with Ruby says, what should I stream on Twitch and what on YouTube? I want to start a casual gaming channel on both, but I don't know if I should multi-stream if audiences want something different. Okay, great question. So when it comes to what you should be streaming, that's up to you. If you want to do a gaming channel and do some fun gaming stuff, that's going to be all on you. You've got to come up with, what do the audiences care about? A lot of the best ways to figure this out is to see what is out there and what's popular. And if it's something like, I'm going to give a really silly example because my daughter loves Roblox. It is what it is. So if, she wanted to start streaming about Roblox, which she's not because she's grounded from her phone and everything right now. So she's definitely not going to start a streaming channel. No way. Not happening. It is what it is. But if she wanted to, if she loves Roblox, she can go out there, she can see all these other channels about Roblox. Well, she knows that it's popular because there's other channels doing it. It's what she's passionate about. It's what she loves. So it's got to be about something that you love and that you can talk about, but then also, is there an audience for it, right? And so on the Twitch is definitely kind of a unique channel. It's definitely, focused on technology and gaming, but there's a lot of people streaming on Twitch that aren't talking about gaming or anything. So it doesn't have to just be gaming, but if you are streaming about gaming, it's a great place to go. YouTube as well. Now the multi-stream question is going to come down to a couple things. Can you serve both audiences? And you absolutely can. You can use StreamYard, for example, to multi-stream to Twitch and to YouTube at the same time. You just have to always remember that your YouTube audience, the comments, if they're watching you on YouTube, the comments that they are seeing on that chat, that's all they see unless you display the comments. Now, so if you're addressing a YouTube comment, not displaying it, your Twitch audience might be like, what is she reading? What's going on? So sometimes the whole multi-streaming thing can throw your audience off, but you can address it. You can let your audience know that you're streaming in both places and say, oh, Tarot with Ruby over on YouTube has a really great comment, really great question for me. So definitely one of those things. There are some articles out there about building your live strategy on Twitch and YouTube, but it's definitely one of those things. Now, if your audiences if you have a YouTube channel that's about fishing and then you want to start this gaming channel, unless your gaming channel is going to be about fish games, it probably doesn't make sense to multi-stream because the topics are too different. Your audiences are too different. They are subscribing to you for two different things. That is a mistake I see happen a lot where people will multi-stream just because they're trying to like reach more people, but they're multi-streaming content on one channel that's not relevant at all to what this channel is about. They're just sort of like trying to get more eyes on it. That is not an effective strategy. You are just mixing things up. So make sure that your audience is aligned with your content. That's another really important thing when it comes to streaming, multi-streaming. Brady says, can I have any tips about broadcasting interviews with people? Any ideas what I can say? Well, okay, so interviews, I mean, that's a really broad topic, really broad question too. Maybe I could cover that on a future episode. But honestly, when it comes to interviewing guests, there's definitely a technique. You want to have a generic outline. You need to have some sort of prep, like why are they even coming on your show? Does your audience care about what they're going to talk about? Make sure you share about your audience to your guests before they come live so they understand your audience and where they are and all the things, and have some questions ready and send the questions to your guests ahead of time so that they know what you're probably going to ask. Now, I mean, as far as the content of your interview, I can't really answer that because I don't know anything about your business or your content or anything. I mean, interviews can be done in so many different ways. I just say, be thoughtful about you are responsible for your audience. So for example, if your guest starts going way off topic and starts going on some tangent about something your audience has no interest in, it's your job to rein them back in. And so, things like that, techniques like that are really, really important. But watch a bunch of interviews. Just watch a bunch of live interviews and you will pick up on some things and you'll be able to emulate some of those things and model yourself after the types of interviews that you enjoy. If you're using this for a podcast as well, there are certainly some techniques. My girl, Crystal Profit, has done some great videos for the StreamYard channel that you can watch over on YouTube as well. So you're watching from Facebook, I see, Brady. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And there are some really great episodes about podcasting and live streaming and how you can use StreamYard to do both. So good question, though. Okay, so Chris Gosling says, going to start working in cooperation with a local radio station on a live morning show. Super fun. Need to get my sound to them and their sound to me, and probably play a video clip when they play a record. Any thoughts or neat ideas? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not totally sure what you're asking. Need to get my sound to them and their sound to me. Okay, so I think I know what you're asking, and you should be able to just use StreamYard to do that. They would need to have everything set up so that the audio that's going on is feeding into their broadcast software that's broadcasting out on the radio show, right? And then of course, when it comes to I was reading a text really fast. When it comes to getting your sound, same thing for you. If you're using it for, something else, StreamYard will absolutely play into your computer. You might need some routing software to be able to do that as well. So for video clips, when they play a record, I mean, you could definitely have a video clip in Canva that just shows something. Okay, let me back up. If you're going to be streaming a radio show, you have to have the rights to play that music. That's going to be your biggest thing that you're going to run into. So Chris, make sure you have the proper rights to stream out what they are playing as well. So, and when it comes to the video clip, you can have a lot of fun with that, where you could just have, something fun like, hey, you're listening to, and just have the stuff up on the, you're listening to, and make it be like an animated thing. And then at the bottom, you can have what song they're listening to. That could be something. I mean, the world is your oyster. I don't know where that phrase came from. The world is your oyster, but I just said it. But I think you guys know what I mean. Like the options are endless. You can be really creative when it comes to this. Oh, what's going on? I'm losing my mind today. Let me see. Let me see if I've been up since 3 o'clock. So give me a break, right? Just give me a break. Will you give me a break? All right, let me check in. I see some more questions coming in. I saw some more questions coming in. Well, Mark says, I stream live every Thursday evening from, there we go, Garden Shed. My garden shed. Oh my gosh, that's super fun. That's way cool. So you built a studio in your garden shed. Super cool. I love it. Someone say fishing? Doug says. Yes, I did. All right. Let's see. I see we got a Facebook user in our group. Hey girl, happy Friday. But I can't see your face because if you are watching from our Facebook group, you want to go up to the description and click on the authentication link so that we can see your name and your face if you are okay with that. Let's see. I'm looking for questions, looking for more questions. So Collins Otali says, please, can you add Instagram among your streaming channels? No, we cannot because Instagram won't let us. So right now it's against Instagram's terms to use third-party software. They will not open up the API for anyone to stream to their platform with a third-party channel. That's as of right now. That could change, but as of right now, you can't, or else we probably would. Okay, I'm going to pin a few more questions and then I'm going to head back over to my queue and answer some more questions. Okay, here we go. Cool. I saw that Chris said thank you. Walter says, is there a way to know you are properly framed in your stream? I mean, I always say just look. I know that sounds really simplistic and silly, and you probably hate that answer. But you want to be in the middle because when you do things like share your screen, if you use this version, see here, if I were off to the side in this view, for whatever reason, maybe because I'm displaying images up here with an overlay, but then I want to share my screen and I use this view, whoop, I got to scooch over. Everything's always going to crop to the middle. So if you're doing the guest version, the guest view, and you have a second, let's see, I can mimic this really quick. If you have a, guest in your stream and they're hanging out with you, then you're going to have two people on screen and you're going to have this view and that view. But when you do the cropped in view, see, I wasn't totally in the middle. It's always going to crop and everything's going to be centered. So when it comes to what you're trying to do for cropping you in, you got to just kind of look at the screen. The other thing is there is an overlay out there. I think it's in our free graphics folders with that overlay where you can actually, if you're on the paid plan, you can pull it up on screen and it has like these little lines and it shows you where you want to be optimized in your screen. So that might help you out for that too. The Uncut Podcast Network says, do you need to subscribe to be able to record a video chat that you'd want to upload later? Well, so I don't know what you mean by subscribe. If you're wanting to use StreamYard to do a video recording, you will definitely need a video or a subscription to StreamYard, meaning like you need an account. If you want to use the record only feature, you do have to be on one of the paid plans. So if that's what you're meaning, then yes, if you wanted to use the StreamYard Studio, if you are on a budget and you don't want to pay for StreamYard's paid plan, then you would need to use another application to record that video and interview. But if you're trying to upload it to StreamYard, which maybe you're talking about just uploading it to YouTube. If you're trying to upload it and stream it, then you would need to be on a paid plan anyway. So if you're on a paid plan, yes, you can record, you can do recordings, and you can also upload videos and stream those videos. So hopefully that answered your question. Not totally sure if it did. Antiques from Karen, aka Janet, says, will they ever fix the 8 to 15 second lag? Sometimes it's up to 20 to 25 seconds. So this isn't really a StreamYard fix. This is actually just the way live streaming works. So there is always a delay. Sometimes it's long. Sometimes it's like 30, 45 seconds. Sometimes it's only 10 to 15. It is a platform thing. So Facebook has a lag. YouTube has a lag. Facebook's lag, I believe, is longer than Facebook's. And what this is that the moment in the moment in the universe when you say, yay, your audience watching doesn't actually see or hear you say yay for about 20 to 25 seconds later. There is a delay. So, the moment in time when you say it, your audience doesn't actually see it or hear it until that lag is over. Same with comments. When they comment, that moment in time when they type a comment in your stream, there is a lag because it is data that is being transmitted. Okay, it's data being transmitted. And so the data can only go so fast. The data can only be pushed out so fast. Now, granted, can the lag be sped up? Probably, but that's going to depend on internet speed, your computer power, all those things in order for some of that to happen. But there is always going to be a lag because it's data being transferred, right? And so there's always going to be a lag, at least for now. Maybe one day it will go away, but for now there's a lag. Okay, Sarav wants to know what camera I'm using. How do I keep the battery running while live streaming, and what lens? Okay, so I need to create an overlay for this. I am using the Sony ZV-E10. I am also using a Sony a6100 as well for my second camera. Both cameras are using the Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens. It's the contemporary lens for Sony E-mount cameras. That Sigma lens is awesome. That is why my background has a little bit of a blur to it. It's also why the colors are so vivid. So these are great lenses for low light situations, which if I had bright lights, you wouldn't see the vivid colors. In fact, when I open my curtains, it washes out. It brightens my face, but it washes out the colors. So these lenses are great for low light situations. As far as the battery, for any mirrorless camera or DSLR, you can probably buy almost all of them. You can find one, especially any newer ones. You can buy what's called a dummy battery. And that dummy battery is where the battery goes into your camera. Take that battery out. The dummy battery looks just like a battery, fits just like a battery, goes into that battery slot, but there is a cord. Okay, there is an actual AC cord that's coming out of that dummy battery, and you plug it into the wall. And now that unit that you just inserted in as a battery is actually charging, keeping your camera running. It's powering your camera. Now, if you are using, some cameras are starting to come with USB slots to power the camera. In fact, my ZV-E10 that I am using right now, I can also stream it via USB. And when I stream it via USB, it's also powering the camera as long as I've got it into the right kind of slot. So there are newer cameras starting to come out because people are using these cameras to stream. They know what people are using them for. And so these features are starting to change on the cameras. But that's what I'm using. And that's, you can use the same. So if you have a mirrorless camera or a DSLR camera, you can most likely use it to stream. You are going to need a capture card in most of those situations as well. Mark Yates says, can you make overlays using Canva, or is there another site to use? You can absolutely make overlays. In fact, the overlay that I displayed for you here before I went live is the thumbnail. That is 100% created in Canva. So now I think the background was created somewhere else, designed somewhere else, but it is definitely a Canva design. I did a drop shadow on the logo. I also did a drop shadow on me. The image of me, I designed that. I added the picture. I removed the background using background remover in Canva, and then I added it and I did the drop shadow feature. So you can absolutely do that. You can also, as long as you're on a paid version of Canva, you can also create transparent overlays. So for example, like if you want to do something like this and you want to have some framing to use like this up here, as long as you have the paid version of Canva, you can design something, leave all this blank, and export it as a transparent GIF. You cannot export a transparent GIF or PNG, I'm sorry. Export a transparent PNG. You cannot do that unless you are on a paid plan. Export transparent GIFs, I wish Canva had that ability. It'd be awesome. It'd be super awesome. Okay, let me go back to my comments here. I want to get through these other pinned questions I have. Mark says, do you have any stats on new live stream shows on how many viewers tune in and average numbers several months later? My instinct tells me that initial numbers are low, but then slowly grow. New live streams might benefit from knowing this to encourage them to continue. New live streamers, I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, Mark, I think that there's definitely data out there that shows that the more content you create for your channel, as long as it's relevant content, quality content, and content that your audience cares about, that your channel is going to perform. It's going to grow. There are other strategies like using strategic keywords, good thumbnails and things like that are going to help more people click on your videos to watch, the replays later. So there are definitely some strategies, but yes, I think as long as you are creating content that's relevant to your audience, that they care about, you are going to see results with live streams, and you're going to see that it's going to work. There are certainly factors that might limit those results, but I don't necessarily have anything that shows those stats. We might have some blog articles about it. Daniel Batal, who's one of our partners, Daniel is so awesome. Can we all just say how awesome Daniel is, because he's so freaking awesome. He's really, really geeks out on stuff like that. And so check out every once a month, he and Nick Nimmin go live and they do channel reviews, and they kind of they just did one a couple weeks ago, and they go last weekend, and they go and they kind of check stuff out. You can learn a ton about this type of stuff on that show for sure on our channel on the Saturday. Let's see. So Retro Chat Podcast UK says, how do you increase views on YouTube? How do you increase views on videos, not only live ones, but also archived ones on the channel? I have 444 subscribers, but on average receiving about 20 to 30 views. Lives are less than 10. So there are a couple of things here. So a couple weeks ago, I talked about the importance of scheduling your live stream in advance. So I definitely think there are a lot of tactics you can use for lives. Schedule it in advance so that you can then promote that live video. You can use your other social media channels to say, hey, I'm going live on Friday. I'm talking about XYZ. You can use other social media posts to just drive traffic to your live show for the actual live. Then, of course, after your live, if you want to get more replays, more views on it, you need to promote it. You need to sometimes do the same thing I just said, but it's after the fact. You might say, hey, if you missed my live show yesterday, we talked about blah, blah, blah. Go check it out. You can also snip out clip it. You can snip out clips. Gosh. You can snip out clips and use these little clips as like little commercials or teasers towards your live video as well, for people to say, ooh, I need to go watch that. That looks like a really good video that I definitely want to go check out. So a lot of marketing needs to go into place as well. Keywords are important, descriptions are important, and thumbnails are also important. So those are just a few things to check out and to make sure you're doing. Again, definitely tune in to our channel. So Nick Nimmin also does a show for us once a month. So you can find all the replays of Nick's shows on our YouTube channel. He is also awesome. Can we all talk about how awesome Nick Nimmin is? For sure. Who is Dee Nimmin's brother. He also does a lot of YouTube strategy stuff. We have also Roberto Blake goes live for us sometimes as well. Also a lot of really good strategies about growing those views for your YouTube videos. All right, let's see here. Let me catch up on the comments, because I was in my queue, and I definitely, oh my gosh, dude, Kirk, where you been, my friend? He's going live later today. It's so good to see you, Kirk, in the comments. Oh, I love seeing Kirk in the comments. It looks like you guys are talking about the lens. He says it's back in stock. I literally yeah, Kirk's got a really great Amazon live show. He talks about products and geeks out on gear. In fact, the lights I talked to you about earlier, I totally bought from Kirk's Amazon live that he was doing. He was talking about the lights. It's like, I'm buying those. Click. So Kirk got his like 3 pennies from me buying that from him. But yeah, no. So he's talking about stuff. I'm just checking. I gotta come back. I gotta focus. I got really distracted because Kirk's hanging out with us. I love Kirk, man. He's such a great guy. Okay, let's see. I am looking for questions, putting them in the queue. Definitely have some time for a few more questions. Michael says, is there a good placement for my camera? I always feel like I'm looking at my camera. Yeah, you know what? You should totally be looking at your camera, 100%. So my camera is, I can show you. So my camera is actually, you see that right there? That is where my camera is, right there. It is right above my monitor. And that, well, it's looking for my face right now. But this is where the camera is, right above my monitor, because I want it to be eye level. So you want to kind of have your camera at eye level or just above, so that you're looking up a little bit maybe. And that's honestly the ideal position for the camera. You also want to be looking into the camera lens as much as possible, because looking into the camera lens is the equivalent of looking into the eyes of your viewers. If I'm looking at myself on screen the whole time, which a lot of people do because it's habit, because you're naturally looking in the eyes of yourself, which is sometimes weird. And I feel like I look tired because I've been up since 3 a.m. now that I'm looking at myself. But if you have a guest on with you, you're going to naturally want to look at your guest's eyes, especially when they are speaking. yes, do that if you need that to be engaged. But most of the time you're streaming, you need to be looking into the lens of your camera, because that's the equivalent of looking into the eyes of your viewers. So there you go. That's my tip on where you want to put your camera. So there you go. What are good practices for replay viewers? Oh, well, I mean, I kind of just gave some tips on that. But so if you missed that, then definitely go check out what I just said about getting those replay views. You definitely want to be promoting your video. Sometimes just going live isn't enough. Sometimes changing the thumbnail after you go live, editing the topic, editing the description, and editing the title and editing the description. Because sometimes when you create the live, you're talking to the audience before you're live, but then after it's done, you might want to go in and edit the description, especially maybe add chapter markers. That is also going to help you get more views on the replay for sure. Doug says, if I could marry a lens, it would be my Sigma 16 millimeter. That is really, really funny. I love it. So that's pretty cool. Cracking me up. Okay, let me find some more questions to answer before we head out for the day, because it's Friday. All right, let's see. There you go. Ash is here too. All my friends are hanging out today. I'm loving it. Ash is here as well. So Ash Borland has an awesome podcast. Also has a really great YouTube channel. Super, super good stuff. Lots of great guests on there, including Kirk. Kirk, I believe, has been on Ash's channel. So he says, love Kirk's content. So there you go. See, Kirk, a lot of little shout outs for you, my friend. All right, let me find a couple more questions. Okay, Michael also wants to know, so can you recommend a camera holder? I have a dual monitor setup. The arms are higher than my chair. Okay, so I also have a dual monitor setup. Let me, the lighting is really bad on this right now. This, man, what up, Brio? You look like crap. I've redone everything. It's been a while since I've fixed all this stuff up. Okay, so this is a Brio camera, by the way. People always ask, but I have two monitors as well, okay? I am using a desk mount monitor, two different desk mounts. I will actually just pull them up because you're probably going to want to see what they look like. So let me see if I can show it to you by using my other camera. Let me do this. Can you see it? Not quite. Hold on a second. Let me get up. I'm going to point my camera down so you can actually see what's going on. Don't make fun of my cables. All right. So I think you can see it's a little blurry. But back there, behind there, the camera is mounted and it literally is on a tripod, like a stand, but there's a clip way down at the bottom. Well, down here, this right there, it actually clamps on. It clamps like it's a, hello everybody. It's like a clamp that has a little a rod that adjusts on it to clamp it down. That is what I'm using for my camera. So let me pull it up on Amazon because that's where I bought it. So I know I can find it real fast. That is where you're going. That's what I love it. The only disadvantage to it is that it's static, meaning it's not going to move in and out. It can only go up and down. So you depending on how, how big your desk is and all that, that's going to play a factor. Let me go to my recent orders or just orders. A bunch of kayak accessories. My significant other and I, we got 2 kayaks this year, and we bought a bunch of kayak accessories. So let me scroll down past all that. There it is. Oh, there's that one. So the other one I have that I bought is, I'll show you, is this one right here. I love this thing. Okay, so it mounts on the desk and it goes up, okay? And this right here is adjustable. It can go up or down, but check this out. It's also adjustable in the fact that you can move it around, okay? Like you can have it way out. You can literally swing it in and out. Let me see if there's another there. So you can also adjust it where it's a top, like a bird's eye view mount as well. So I love this thing. It's slick. I think it's awesome. It clamps on. It's super easy. It comes with all those parts. You know, you see the right there's the clamp that I was trying to describe, and when I turned my hand into a puppet. But yeah, so that's this one right here. That's what I'm using on this when I'm at this camera, which is now over there. I'm moving it. I'm using that little swivel thing. I've got it set up. I can actually move it real close to me if I want. Get really close and personal with you. I really like this because it gives me a lot of versatility with what I want to do. If I need to show you something, or if I'm using this camera for other things, I can just very easily change my camera angles, which is way, way, way faster than literally moving a tripod or moving the other mount around. Now, I have 2 cameras. Not everybody has 2 cameras. I have 2 cameras. Kirk has like 9 cameras. I'm just kidding. If he's still watching. I don't even know if he's still watching. But anyway, I love that thing because it allows me to have one camera, but I can use that camera and do different angles for different video shoots or different things. Love it. So that is what that is. That I got that on Amazon. Right there. There you go. So it's like $84. Love it. Ulanzi is the brand that I bought. There are others out there. It will hold your heavy DSLR camera just fine. You know, it's not like some fancy thing, but it does a great job. I love it. And then the other one is really, the other camera mount I have is really just the mount that just goes straight up. Okay. So that's what I got. I love those things. You can also just use a regular old tripod. So you can use a regular old tripod, you can put it on your desk or put it behind your desk and have it up so that I do think that you want to have your camera, either when you're going to have your camera, I will tell you this, if you're going to use a tripod and have it on your desk, you need to use a decent tripod, not one of those like little cheapy things, because the cheapy things tend to fall over really easily. You've spent a lot of money on this camera. You do not want it to break or die. And so the tripod you use is certainly important. The other thing I'll say is that if you are going to have something mounted to your desk, always keep in mind that you might bump it. Your monitor might bump it. If you have a standing desk that goes up and down, it's terrifying. The cable might get snagged and it might pull your camera off. So have it on a tripod on the floor or have it affixed to your desk. That's definitely what I recommend for sure. If you're using a mobile phone, then you get a mobile tripod, same thing, right? All right. So, let me see. I'm gonna see if I have time for one more question. I'm gonna see if I can find a good one. So Smackdown Outdoors, Doug likes the Elgato multi-mount. That is a good, a really good, it's kind of like what I showed you without the swivel stuff, but definitely a really good one. Yeah, my cable management's bad back there, but y'all probably couldn't see it, right? You probably couldn't see it so well. Okay, let me see if I can find one more question to answer before we sign off for today. Well, this is a quick one. Does StreamYard, can StreamYard be used on TikTok? No, not yet, not now. Same reason it can't be used on Instagram. You can't use third-party applications for TikTok streams. Okay. Dang it, I really thought I had another question that I was going to grab and answer. I saw one. Oh, here we go. There it is. The sports and political channel of LB. I go live a lot and sometimes I go mobile. So is there any way to share screen on mobile? Unfortunately, right now, no, there isn't. So if you're using your tablet or your phone to stream, you can't share your screen. That's one of the limitations. You can use StreamYard. Just go to StreamYard.com on your mobile app or on your mobile phone, and you can stream. You can use almost all the features except for that share screen feature. If StreamYard were to ever create an actual app, that might be something that could be possible down the road. But I don't know, if that's happening or where that stands or anything. But right now, you can't share your screen if you're doing that. The only thing you could do is if you had 2 devices, you were streaming with your phone and you literally had, something up on your iPad or a screen or something, and you just flipped the camera and you actually filmed the screen. That's the only way you would be able to do it. So, but yeah, sorry. The answer isn't maybe what you were looking for, but it's one of those things. So what's for lunch? I don't know. I literally have been gone all week. So Doug and I, not that Doug, different Doug, my Doug. my dog. We were going to go to lunch, but he just texted me and said he just got a meeting scheduled. So now I'm going to have to wait even longer for lunch, but I don't know what's for lunch. Not sure, but, all right. Final question. Do you look into the camera or monitor? I think I saw this question posted a few times, but tell you what, it's easy. You look into the camera when you're addressing your audience. You got to look at the monitor when you're reading comments and when you're checking to make sure everything looks okay. So you're going to do a little bit of both, but 90% of your stream, I want you focused right there in that camera lens, whether it's a webcam, whether it's your phone and you're looking into the lens on the side of your camera. By the way, when you take selfies, do that too. Look into the camera lens, because if not, your selfies are going to look like this. Or like that, whatever. Look into the camera lens. That's the equivalent of looking into the eyes of your audience. So, but you are going to need to look at your screen for other things, of course, always. So there you go. Andrew Kavanaugh says, StreamYard rocks. What a great way to end the show, I think, right there with Andrew's comment. I think it's pretty fantastic. I dig it. I love it. I think that's a great place to end. So listen, my friends, I will be live with you again next Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern time. We are live for the Ask StreamYard show each Friday. And so I'm going to be picking a topic and we'll take a deep dive on it. But this was an open Q&A like I like to do at the end of the month on the show each month. Thanks for my friends, Kirk, Ash, and others hanging out with us today. Super fun to see y'all in the comments. And of course, to all of you, all of the return viewers of the show. I love it when I get to know you all. And if you are new today, welcome. I hope you'll tune in again next Friday as we are live again, as I said, at 11 a.m. to talk about whatever you want to talk about in regards to streaming and live video. So that's all I got, my friends. I will see y'all next time. See you later. Bye.